We'll just roll on whatever, and then I'll just edit it, hopefully, to make us look cool, or make us look really dumb.
Hey, always been a black sheep, struggling to work the ATM. I just bid 20K on black at the...
So here we are, pulling up at Damien's house. I need to pump up the Aircast real quick before I make any sudden moves. We're here to film the first episode of the Hobcast, the podcast. The fans have been asking for it, and we're gonna give it to him. He doesn't know what I'm doing. He just thinks I'm totally fucking insane, but I'm pumping up my foot. This guy's got it set up, dude, in here. New Supercross TV. Table here with a heater set up. And for this guy not liking pit bikes, you love pit bikes.
I'm beginning to be a huge pit bike virgin. A big one. It's growing.
Just roll on whatever, and then I'll just edit it, hopefully, to make us look cool, or make us look really dumb.
Yeah, you just talk about what you want, like what topics.
I was just claiming, what the fuck did I text you?
Pit bikes.
Yeah.
Right, like just the general, what pit
just
bikes
the general
are,
aspect,
right?
yeah.
And injuries.
Yeah. And then future.
Future?
Like your future of not like personal like future, just like a pit bike future. Like, what are you gonna get out of pit? What do you want to do with your pit biking in this next And I'm not even saying 10-year future.
So pit bikes, this is like the rebirth of pit bikes. Like pit bikes isn't like a new thing.
Okay, I mean, well, for me, let's get a little aspect here for me, dirt biking is a whole new thing.
Right.
So all of it's like new to me, but I understand that it's a rebirth to a lot of people because
it is. So like, and I've been in motocross for a long time, but I want to say, don't quote me on the years, but if I had to guess, I'd say like 2005 to maybe 2008, like in that general area. Yeah. So you had SDG that hit the scene, right? It had like their own little pit bike. I think even there might have been some pitsters out there, but there was guys modifying a CRF50 or play bikes and getting in their backyard and playing around with them, right?
Yeah,
and
having fun. How big was the scene? Bigger than it is now?
No, it wasn't even close. But
I heard there were events in Vegas.
So that was the big one, but wasn't countrywide, right? So the Vegas race was like, the big pit bike race, that everybody went to. But like, we just got back from Ram Jam, right? Snake Creek had a national. You just got back from Florida from a national. There's another one coming up next week, huge one in Oklahoma, right? Motorama's having it. Like, there's so much more spread out than what it used to be. It used to be Vegas. And then they'd have like you'd hear of like a small event, or they'd run pit bikes at a big motocross event here and there, but not like it is today.
So pretty big though.
So it kind of died off, right?
Yeah.
And now it's coming back in the last, what would you say?
Year.
Yeah?
I'd say, so I'd say like almost a year before the Mini Moto Nation race that we went to, they had a race in their backyard.
Right.
And then Nick Januza had like a race like 3 years ago that kind of fired it off. But then it was like that. And then I'd say from Mini Moto Nation race, whenever that was, when you were claiming virgins this, virgins that, and everybody was getting pissed, before they knew we were just messing around, you know what I mean?
Right, so like...
at that moment, I think pit biking, people were like, wow, this could actually be fun again.
Yeah, so like you have like the Mini Moto Nation guys, right? Yeah. You have a bunch of these different groups that have come about, right? And are having like their own squads, but having events and doing this and doing that. And that's really pushing the pit bike industry. Yeah. And honestly, I don't think it's going to go away. I think you're going to see a Vegas again. Like, I don't know if it'll be in Vegas, but I mean, essentially some of these nationals that like Mini Moto Nation or Mini Moto Cartel, that are putting on, that's essentially
that's a lot of money though.
And that's essentially what Vegas was 15 years ago.
How much do you think the main purse of Vegas was 15 years ago?
Oh man, I wouldn't even be able to guess. I don't know.
10 grand though, even?
Yeah, I'm guessing it was probably a good chunk of change.
Because I've seen Carter, aka Joe Durger, whatever his name is, Caleb, $7,500 check.
Oh yeah.
This year. So that's like big money.
So the only thing that worries me, and the money's cool, right? So like, and the events are cool. Like, even though I tease about, pit bike virgins and this and that, like pit bike racing to me is fun.
Agreed.
Okay?
Yes.
You get a bunch of your buddies together, you bring a piece of crap like this, or you go for whatever, and you race and you have a few beers and you have a good time, and it's a blast, right?
Yes.
I like that. I'd like to see it stay that way. You get into where it's super, super competitive and major, I think it kind of ruins the fun.
Agreed.
fun
Because
of it.
what I like to see, to be honest, is like how Mini Moto Nation does it is Friday, free ride for all the boys to hang out.
Yep.
Friday party like that
Yep.
night. So everybody's like a camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? You're already hanging out. And then they do the race the next day, so it's like you're racing your friends that you had already been partying
Yeah,
with.
and you're seeing that, like, and that's the big thing that I like, that even the Snake Creek National was like that. You met people, you know what I mean, and were helping each other out. Ram Jam, same thing. You got to meet some of these guys that you know online, you know what I mean, and hang out with them, help each other out. You know, it's fun, and it's still you're grown men racing for a trophy, right?
I don't think it's ever going to get too serious though, because
Yeah.
this is the reason why I don't think it is, because it's smaller guys running the events. It's not like in California, Fox did that one event, but it's not like big companies like putting in like $100,000 to run a series. Yeah,
and I hope it stays fun, because and I'll make fun of pit bike racing forever.
Because you're so fast in the straights.
I'm going to make fun of pit bike racing forever, because essentially everybody should be making fun of pit bike racing, because we are literally grown-ass men,
Yeah, I agree.
6'3", 240 pounds, riding a kid's mini bike.
Dude, I even look dumb on it, and I'm tiny.
It's fun, and it should be that way, and you should make fun of it.
But the friendships and everything that you get out of it's way funner than big bike, because the big biking atmosphere to me is way serious, way more like you can get. You can get hurt pit biking. Look, I have crutches. I got, you know what I mean. But
It's not as common, I would think, getting hurt.
but the levels definitely, the pit bike levels,
yeah,
skyrocketing. Speed on the track and the track. All right, so we're into injuries pretty much, because we were already working into that anyway.
Oh yeah, because you said you know.
But you've been so since I've known you in the last 2 years, you've been hurt twice. Once dirt biking, once just a car accident, and having nothing to do with pit biking.
Well, yeah. So, no, the first time, which would have been 2 years ago, broke my back and both collarbones. Big bike racing. Okay?
Yeah, that's when I first met you.
I started to heal up from that, right?
Yeah.
Started to feel better, okay?
Yeah.
We went to the Florida trip, right? And blew my shoulder out.
Yeah.
Okay? And that was exactly 1 year ago, here this past
The
week.
Florida trip?
Yeah. Yeah, because
Oh,
I had those memories from Facebook or whatever
yeah,
pop up.
yeah.
So it was a year ago,
Big Facebook
roughly, that I blew the shoulder out in Florida,
Yeah.
right? So the reason the pit bikes was fun for me was it was a way to enjoy riding, being at the track, messing around with bikes, tinkering with them in the garage, and I could do that, okay, without being so serious and risking major injury. Now, yes, we know you can get hurt getting out of bed, you can get hurt on a pit bike, but it's less likely than big bikes. I don't know who can argue that with me, really. Because
I'm not arguing that at all.
so for me, that's why I got excited about the pit bike thing.
Me too.
Was because it kept me busy doing something that I enjoyed, and even though I make fun of it, I still have fun doing it. I ride around the track laughing my butt off. I think it's hysterical. But injuries they're shit, man.
But that big bike injury that I had Snake Creek, I didn't break anything. That fucked with my head way worse.
So let me ask you this. And I've thought about this. So, and what brings me to this is, remember we were at Frenchie's, okay?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been back on a big bike yet, but my doc said if you want to go tinker around or putt around, you can do that. So I was like, all right.
That guy came with us.
Yeah.
Your neighbor.
Yeah. So we went over to Frenchie's,
So fast.
and mentally, I wasn't there.
No, you were done.
I couldn't get a flow. I'll say it, I was scared.
I was swamping him in the whoops.
Things that I was doing 1 year earlier, you know what I mean?
No, you weren't doing.
Yeah, because it messes with you mentally.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? So at Ram Jam, first day, I've never ridden a pit bike before. I'm falling, I didn't fall, but, I'm a squid out there.
Yeah.
By the end of the weekend, I was jumping everything that everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
Now, if I had to ride that track on my big bike, it would be a piece of cake.
Ooh, but picture my injury on a big bike.
Well, you might have needed surgery.
Collarbone break.
Collarbone,
Plus.
shoulders, yeah. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
This is what I was thinking about. So I know you, right?
Yeah.
I know a little bit about your history.
Yeah.
Lots of injuries, being a professional stunt guy, what have you. Injuries are a part of your life.
Yeah.
Okay? They have been forever. So when you broke your foot at Ram Jam,
Yeah.
not like a major, you've had way worse injuries,
Yeah.
way worse,
Yeah.
right? What was going through your head? Because I could tell by looking at you, it was more mental than it was the pain. I mean, the pain hurts, of course, it hurts.
Yeah,
to break a
yeah.
bone,
So like straight up, like in my head, like because that lady said some weird shit to me, like about going to like anywhere there, like oh if you can make it home, just go home. So like my whole thing was like just like I wanted to hang out with the boys and like stay there and film stuff, but like my thing was like just go fix it so that I can get back as soon as possible. Like I was just tripping so bad, like be done. Like I was already in recovery mode before I hit the ground, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like done, like didn't want to have any more swelling. I already wanted to be in like a freaking Epsom salt bath because like I know how injuries are.
Right.
Like if I would have stayed there, which I could have taken like an extra 10 bomb reps and done it easy because I drove home. So that's how I know I could have stayed there. But like would the next day have been like, would I be where I am right now? Like I went there and the guy was like, holy shit, that looks so good. You have 3 broken bones. So like that's what I was thinking.
So did any, like when you knew you were hurt, right? And we can tell, like I can tell you right now when I break a bone or if it's just bruised or sprained or whatever. I can tell you right away what I did. And you're the same way. Was a little bit in your head like, what the F? Like this again? Like, because that's how it happens with me.
Well,
like,
yeah. I was a little sad.
As soon as you know it right away, it's like, shit, I got to do this all over again. Like I have to go through the doctors, I have to go through the MRIs and the X-rays, and do I want surgery? Don't I want surgery? If I get surgery, it's this amount of time.
Do you always get better at it though? Is kind of the question. Like I felt like I was almost more prepared mentally this time. Like I was like, all right, I'm fucked. Just grab the bull by the horns. Like I was already struggling with that when like when you were hugging me and stuff and carrying me around. Like that was my mind. Exactly what you're saying. Like
I'm a good hugger.
Really good friend to be there. Like honestly, when that all happened, but I'm saying like what you're saying now is that was my mind. Like I wasn't even there anymore.
Yeah. And you check out a little bit when something like that happens. Like
you guys were making fun of me. Like the only time I ever saw any of your guys' faces was when I edited that video, if that makes sense.
And for me, it was just one of them things like, even though it wasn't me there hurt, I knew what you were about to go through, right? You gotta go all the way home, and you gotta go see doctors and this and that, and pumping it up like the old Reeboks.
But you were claiming in your head, this guy's a fucking pussy. I stayed all day and filmed with a broken collarbone for him.
But I did.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I knew it had to have been more mental for you, and that's kind of like, I want to know where you were at in your head, because
I had just gotten not even fully over compartment syndrome on almost losing that leg, 2 severe surgeries. So like I snapped that.
So it's not the break or the actual injury, it's what you've been through before and the stress level mentally knowing what
I think if it was my left ankle, I wouldn't have been as scared.
Wouldn't have been bothered.
Because like my right leg is still fucking feels weird. Does that make sense? Like, and I don't have the right nerve ending, shit like that.
Yeah.
But future moving forward, I'm just gonna fix it and I'm hopefully not break it again, but maybe get boots.
I would wear boots.
But the doctor did say that he's not sure if it would have helped because wherever the boot ended, he said it probably would have just snapped. Like at least this way, he's claiming I don't have full breaks anywhere, no surgery, nothing's displaced. I just have a bunch of little breaks. So yeah, he said it's really, really painful, but like at least it's just gonna heal itself.
Yeah, and it will. I mean, I've had it, the fractures in my feet. They're a pain in the ass, but they will.
These are pretty big.
They'll heal. They'll be good. I would definitely recommend the boots next time, and
more speed.
But I get it. Like me being coming from a racing background, I'm like boots are must, right? Have to. But
I come from a surf skate background.
And a lot of your pit bike guys are coming from not a pure race background,
more
but
BMX.
Right, skating, BMX, like hang out with the boys,
Like they're rocking these.
Yeah, and they're not used to wearing big boots. And big boots are not comfortable.
Big boots, I definitely wouldn't have broken my foot with big boots though.
No.
I gotta check this thing. I think we already nailed this. What do you got to say to the fans to end it?
To the fans?
Yeah.
Pit bike is for virgins, but it's fun, just like my first virgin was, and keep doing it. Even though I make fun of you guys, I am one of you guys. Keep riding pit bikes.
Well, do you want to maybe go this week? Because I got nothing to do.
Go where?
To take this bike.
I'd love to. Yeah. I'm all about it.
Dude, long day of podcasting. Went and did the podcast with Damien and came home and just slept until like now. And then I got out and made pork roll. Orange juice and, what is this, honeydew?
Yeah.
And I told Rachel it was a healthy dinner and she laughed at me. What an animal.
I'm dead.
These Epsom salt beds are like cryo chambers in a futuristic movie, though, like super healing powers.
Right now I gotta keep a ton of vision. I need me a little baby who gon' listen.